Podcast.
Oh, so we don't have an ad read today, and we were supposed to. Can we do an anti-re-raw ad read for old time's sake?
Yeah.
Because people keep sending us pictures of the vans.
Yeah.
Going around Ireland. I think they're having a resurgence in their marketing.
What? The re-raw?
Yeah.
Oh man, that gave me the worst diarrhea ever.
Re-raw beer?
Yeah.
God, it's really bad stuff.
Yeah.
It made me very racist.
Yeah, no, I got terrible diarrhea and then I bet the shit out of my mother after drinking re-raw. And I love her. And I don't know why I would have done that, but
it must have been the re-raw.
It's nasty beer. I remember I had a half can of re-raw. This must have been 2001 and I flew a plane straight into the Twin Towers. Yeah.
That's bad stuff.
I know, yeah. I feel really bad about it now because
I had one in 1914.
Yeah.
Killed Franz Ferdinand.
Oh, fuck. Yeah. I had one in another time and did another bad thing.
We're cooking, boys. Can you tell? It's a 9 a.m. record. We're firing on all cylinders, folks. We're very excited. We've got 10 bloody thousand YouTube subscribers.
And let me tell you that we're rich men.
And not a single episode gets 10,000 views.
What the hell are you doing? There's a good 5,000 of you now that are kind of shuffling around in the shadows. Would you come out and fucking make yourselves known?
Come out, you subscriber, man. Come out and watch us like men.
Yeah.
Tell your Wi-Fi you did podcast down in Flanders and how re-raw beer made you.
Everybody queer.
Beautiful time, but it's exciting. 10,000.
Yeah.
That's so fucking many people.
Yes.
I kind of forget how many people fucking,
10,000 that's like a full Wimbledon centre court. Is 11,000 people.
Why is that at the tip of your tongue?
I'm obsessed with tennis at the minute.
Are you watching clips of tennis on tennis TV on Instagram and TikTok? Because that's where I consume my tennis.
No, I'm on YouTube watching like full 3.5 hour matches.
Nadal Federer 2008,
2017 last night. Australian Open final. Sick. It's the return of Fed. No one thought he'd win another major. He hadn't won since 2012, and he
slam rather than major, surely.
Well, whatever, the big one. And Grand Slam, yeah, they're called slams. But so Federer employed a tactic. So Nadal would like mostly get the better of Federer because it was a terrible matchup for Federer because Nadal was left-handed, so he would slap his forehand into Federer's backhand, which is Federer's kind of weakest because Federer has like a one-handed backhand, and then Federer would always slice his backhands back and Nadal would just kill him. And
topspin, boom, see you later.
But then what Federer started doing in 2017, he kind of reinvented his game and he started like taking Nadal's forehands early on the bounce and just fucking whipping him with topspin back, just like going for winners all the time, like just taking a load of risks, and he just was fucking sick.
Nice.
It was so decent.
Nice. Because you've been learning about Federer. Were you reading some Federer?
I listened to like a 19-hour audiobook. Is fucking ridiculous. And I tell you, and Federer doesn't contribute to the book, so it's just some guy just being like, and then Federer played in the Cincinnati Open where he won 6-4, 6-3, 7-5.
It's like the Football League scores.
Yeah, and I literally, this is how much I love Federer. I sat through 19 hours of that and just went,
That's class.
And then did he win the next one? And then he lost in the final of the Dubai Open in 2011 to Novak Djokovic.
And you're there listening like it's a thrilling like action audiobook. You're like, oh no, he lost. 7-6 tiebreak.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Like
edge of your seat listening to tennis scores.
Like honestly, but like I'd be finished on one tournament to be like the Dubai one, he lost, and then I'd be sitting there, what about the next tournament? They'd be like, the next tournament. I'd be like, oh, thank God. There was another one. And I listened to it. Was the longest audiobook I've ever listened to. I knew everything really that happened, and it was unbelievably pointless, and I loved it. One of the best things, though, one thing I did like, so apparently his wife is a bit of a battle axe. Federer. Now, you'd always see her in the crowd, Merca, and she'd be looking out.
Are they a long time couple from when he was a small boy?
Oh, yeah, very small boy. He would have got with her when he was, I suppose, 19. So
is that Junior Wimbledon winning days?
No, so he
was already pro.
He won Junior Wimbledon in 1998, and then in 2000 he was at the Sydney Olympics, and he came across the Belle Merca, who was playing tennis for the Swiss women's team. And so anyway, he says, by Jesus, maybe you'd like to touch my willy. We're both good at tennis, and we could have great talented children. And she said, I'd love to do that. So next thing, she's blowing the Federer kyak off him. And after that then, he says to her, what? Why can't I tell my stories the way I want to tell them?
Such a way with words.
Yes, his old Fed kyak.
Tale as old as time. I like tennis, you like tennis. Next thing you know, she's blowing the old kyak off him.
That's right.
That's the inimitable words of Mikey Rice.
She's like a little sucky calf, blowing him like a bassoonist. And so she's down there anyway, blowing his old Swiss Army kyak, and
it's got little twisty cocks on the side of it and all. You know, bottles with it.
And so then she says, well, sure, listen, you're very good at tennis, I'm only all right. How about you stay playing tennis? I'll kind of come watch your matches and stuff, and we'll both be rich. What do you say to that? He says, sure, Jesus, that sounds good now. Just keep sucking. And so they're together. Listen, I'm not
one of the greatest athletes of all time.
Fed.
Yeah.
Oh, lad, he's a ballerina, poet, an artist of tennis. I love him. I'm in love with Federer. I'm obsessed with him. I think he's the greatest.
But that sounds good. Sure, just keep sucking.
Huh?
Is that a direct quote from the audiobook?
Well, this is what they're just trying to guess what you would have been saying.
Yeah, because he wasn't involved. He didn't contribute.
No. This is a man who speaks 5 different languages.
This is pure conjecture.
Yeah. So anyway,
I think being Swiss is cheating for the language count thing.
It is, yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, this man speaks 5 different languages. He speaks them all wrong, because he speaks Swiss French, Swiss German, Swiss Italian.
Yeah.
Which if you speak to anyone from those actual countries, they're like, ugh,
right,
it's not right.
But then he also speaks English, Hindi.
Nope, you've made that one up.
Yeah, I have. I did. Portuguese.
Esperanto.
Yes.
He got on that train.
That's right, yeah. He speaks a couple of focal. Couple of focal Oscuelga. Bit of Irish language.
He was in Kylie Kuhn.
Yeah. If you were up to Mokanilok, he'd know what you're talking about.
He's in the kneecap films. He's in kneecap. He's the one in the balaclava.
That's right. But he's a very sophisticated man. But so then she would come to all his games, and you'd always see her in the box, and you'd always think, because Federer would be regularly voted one of the sexiest men alive, in all those lists.
There is a sexiness to him.
For fuck's sake.
There's a smoothness. You'd
eat yogurt out of his hoop.
It's very suave.
Oh, it's the elegance.
It's the elegance.
And the class. He's just, by Jesus, if he'd shit out a Rolex, he's gorgeous. Yeah. And it's just so, his temperament beautiful. He never puts a foot wrong. This is why the book is so bad.
But this is the thing. There's no story. I've never heard one bit of controversy or gossip about Roger Federer.
Yeah,
it's he's moved his sponsorship from Rolex to Tag Heuer.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
It's what?
He is a little corporate guinea pig. I'll say that.
He's Swiss,
but of course he is. He does what he says on the tin.
But then lots of Swiss would have normally some stuff going on under the surface behind the scenes.
Yeah, Nazi
some fancy
gold
paintings, some fancy gold.
That's right. Well,
stowed away. So we got to get to the bottom of Federer.
Well,
what nasty stuff's he up to?
Well, I'd love to. There was rumors for a while that he was gay, because I think because he had
he's so good at tennis,
nice hair, and the way he plays tennis is very
it's very gay. There's a lot of slices.
Yeah, and it's just
Nadal is that's the straightest way to play tennis.
Oh, that's cum tennis. That's cum tennis, and that's what they would have called it in Spain. Just pure and utter fucking jizz tennis.
Tenis de cum.
Yeah, I mean Nadal and Djokovic, intense. I mean those two boys. they'd put fucking years on you. They were just...
Can we do a Kinsey scale of male tennis players?
Of straightness?
Yeah, that's the Kinsey scale.
Is it?
The Kinsey scale it's 1 to 5, and it's basically like the most straight you can be.
Yeah.
As in, like, can't even conceptualize what being a handsome man is. And then the most gay you can be, can't conceptualize an attractive woman. And most people are 2s or 4s, 3 being bisexual.
Right.
Most people are 2s or 4s rather than 1s or 5s.
Okay. And 5 is Elton John.
5 we'll call it the most gay, the gayest of all time. Elton John, big Kneecap fan. Kneecap going on Elton John's podcast.
But Elton John I seen those clips. He had Fontaine's on as well. He's just getting Irish ruffians on and telling them they're great. It's a new Good Friday Agreement thing, I think.
Yeah, he also is just like, people are like, God, it's so great. Elton John's really keeping up with new music. He just likes talking to young boys.
Oh, come on. Hey now. Does this man roll candle in the wind? Have some respect. But yeah, no, I'd say he'd love to give the Kneecap lads fucking what for?
Well, what's a crack, Elton?
Yeah.
How's it going?
Well,
you're a fucking rocket, mate.
Yeah,
thanks for having us on the podcast. Are you actually gay, or is that just a wee thing you say? What's going on?
Just such smacks. Like, I just think it's so fun. Like they would never have met in any other walk of life. They would just never have met.
What's also so funny with that, if you look it up, it's Elton talking to Kneecap. It's like a 3-way Zoom, and you have 2 lads from Kneecap. Then you have just DJ Provo on another little Zoom. He's like in a room in his house just with the tricolour balaclava on Zoom. It's so...
And the balaclava, is that necessary? Do you wear it all the time at every gig, or do you ever take it off publicly?
Well, the thing is, Elton, I like my privacy. And I was a teacher and all, so I didn't want people to know that I was like rapping about the Ra and all.
And the Ra, tell us more about the Ra.
The whole Ra. There's a whole kind of hoopla that's going on over there. You seem to be having a bit of a ruckus.
The British state.
Yeah. Oh, don't get me started on those bastards. They tax me 40% of us. Yeah, but... your man, so Provo had his little fucking tea cozy on his head. I remember, what was Tommy Tiernan's joke about, like, balaclavas, like, that they were something for when you take a sip of tea to keep the tea warm in your mouth or something. It was like a fucking, tea cover. Anyway, what was I going to say about Federer? So his wife... The dirty bowled Merca who was flaking him in the Sydney Olympics. So she gets on board his team. So then she's just in the box at every match, right? And she's a heading and out.
He's in the box after the match.
Oh, well, I hope so.
So bad.
Was that not good? Why was that not good? Why was yours good and mine was bad? Why have you decided that what you did was class and then I do it and suddenly it's laughable? No? Why are you still laughing? You can't still be laughing at that because it was these. Stay down, bruv. Pussy up. No? What? What's wrong with that?
This is more like a lawnmower than a gun.
Well, maybe I'm a pacifist and I'm, yeah. Right. Is that how you
this
do?
Is the Republic versus the North. We can do much better gun
I suppose we didn't just
you.
see much of it growing up. We had a really nice childhood. And in my mind, it might have sounded like, I remember we used to do that. My father got us little tractors because he really wanted us to be farmers, like so bad. So he got us, when we were like 4 or that, he got us these like little tractors, like little play tractors that we would go around in, and he got us this big sand pit. So we would go around like driving these little tractors, like just pedaling them, but we go like as we were driving them. And then we would go and we'd this big pile of sand, and we would put our little kind of bucket at the front of the tractor into sand. We'd fill it up and go, and we just drive and we'd dump it in my mother's flower bed and the sand. And then I remember.
That can't be good for the flowers.
No, it was bad for the flowers. My mother would be going mad. Just the two of us, like me and my brother, just like
really diligently.
No, we'd be busy.
Yeah.
We'd be up at 6, getting our cups of tea. Then we'd be out to the little tractor, just destroying everything she'd worked for. And I remember one time my mother was like, "Just stop it!" And my father's, "Will you let the boys feed?" Like as if, like, you know, like. Let them.
They would work.
Like he thought was a good, indicator that we were gonna, and we were like, "Yeah, fuck off, shove it, you and your stupid flower bed. It'd be better
You're
with."
being trained for jobs in construction.
Yeah,
Just catcalling your own mother.
Yeah. Nice tits. We're working over here. But so Mirka, so she'd sit up in Federer's box looking down, and she'd have a head in her now like a fucking smacked arse.
A grumpy lady.
So she's Swiss. There'd be a lack of joy there, you know.
Coldness.
Yeah, she'd be turning the milk sour, and you can see in her eye that a little kind of a Swiss kind of just need for conquest and money and success and achievement, and she's looking down and she's like, oh, you know what I mean?
I don't think there's much like happiness in the achievements of the Swiss. They seem to just do it and be like, yes. You know what I mean? Like there's no like, anytime an Irish person achieves something, we're like, come on, give on yourself fucking class. Whereas Swiss people are like,
But you know what that is? And I got it from this book as well. And it's similarly if you like perform sometimes for like a Dutch audience or Scandinavian audience, or like Swiss, German are similar. Their whole kind of fucking modus operandi in life is to fucking like not to lose face. So everything is about not creating a scene, so that's why they won't even laugh really out loud, because that's seen as being like kind of hysterical.
I didn't find that in my Zurich tour show.
Huh? Yeah, but there was fucking very little Swiss people there, wasn't there?
I'd say there was a good few Swiss people there.
There wasn't.
Okay.
I called ahead. I did a little.
Send
I did a
me
little
the
survey.
guest list. I don't give a fuck about GDPR.
Yeah, go fuck yourselves.
Send me it.
So, but those countries, their thing is like to behave with restraint, like to be like, that's you getting your cock out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that's you just
you get
taking a shit on the floor.
public indecency, like arrested
100%
for like an out loud laugh.
Yeah,
Everything has to be.
Yes, quite amusing.
Not.
That's right.
Can't show your teeth.
Everything has to be controlled, and then at the weekend, like for example, then they'll be off shoving like live squirrels up their arse, and they'll be, biting the tits off their mother and whatever else they might want to do.
They spend the whole week fizzing up the can of Coke.
That's exactly right, and just.
At the weekend,
And just like a fire hose jizzing all over some sex club in Berlin. Do you know what I mean? So they, like, everything is polite, reasonable. Yeah, yes. Oh no, of course, it's very good. Yes, it was very tough and I lost my father, but we must go on because, of course, there's no point in dwelling on the past. We must move forward. And then just coming on 17 nuns in the sex club. And then
back to work on Monday.
Back to work. And how was your weekend? Oh, it was good, yeah. We watched the tennis, of course, on Sunday. And my youngest, Wilhelm, he's starting to play hockey now. So it's all very exciting. And then turns to Friday, you fucking John! And you just, coming on a bus full of fucking IT students. So, and that's life there. Do you know what I mean?
That's life.
It's just keep down in public. Down. And then turn off the light, close the door, get,
But the Swiss
the
don't
weapons.
seem to have that madness. Like, what's their release? Just like chocolate and cuckoo clocks?
And I think just concealing evil.
That's their buzz on the weekends. They go to clubs where they just hide stuff.
That's right. Where they just conceal crimes and...
we have escape rooms. They have rooms where you just have to hide a bunch of paintings.
Yeah.
Don't tell anybody about that. Fuck up.
I think that is their kind of thing, is just to enable criminality and to be subservient to the 1% of the world.
Because even the tourism branding in in Switzerland is mad. I always find because I didn't get to spend loads of time in those places when I was on my little European like week on the tour.
Right.
I spent like very little time in the places. So like, but you can get a sense of places from the airport. Do you know what I mean? Like the first big poster you see when you arrive at the airport is always like, "This is what we're trying to sell. Like this is what our brand is as a country." It's always like the culture department of whatever government is like, "Let's plaster something there." Like Belfast Airport, perfect example. You arrive and it's like, "We filmed Game of Thrones here," and fucking nothing else happened. You shut up about that for a second. But then I swear to God, Zurich Airport is so fucking Swiss. You get off the plane, the first big poster that you see, it just says Zurich, the home of Zurich Insurance.
Yeah.
It's just the most fucking Swiss thing ever. Surely
right.
you've got something else to offer me.
You will be comprehensively insured for the entire tenure of your stay. You will receive very little financial liability while you are in Switzerland. And what's better than that? What's more exciting than that?
Like, oh, God.
That's right. But the thing is, you can feel I felt, because I've been to a place called Zug now a couple of times. I go there once a year with this temptress named Angelone, brings me and Peter Flanagan over as her token Irish pigs to do a show. And so we go over there now every February. It's a thing. But I mean, this town, I've never felt a place where you can feel there's more dead bodies. It's so clean. There's this pristine lake. Everyone is like, "Oh yes, hello, yes."
Zug is like big financy cunts. That's very wealthy. Am I wrong with that?
Zug, Jesus, there's coins literally just people can't actually walk around without money. Just fall like cunts. It's too much. It's just like coins clanking everywhere. They are incredibly rich. It's so clean. The city, everything is perfectly done, everything. But there's just a look on everyone. I've never smelt more secrets in my life. I said, good God, there's a lake there, and if there's not over 1,000 fucking children at the bottom of that lake, I would be surprised.
You're all up to something.
There's no...
You're all up to something.
That's right.
You filthy Swiss bastards.
Oh my God. That's the thing even with Federer and his old wife, Mirka, and everyone. Now, Mirka's meant to be a bit cracked. I had a friend of mine who... used to be like a childminder in London, and they were minding Federer's kids. Yes, when like they'd be over for Wimbledon or
how many kids has he got?
He's got 4, 2 sets of twins.
Doubles.
Yeah, doubles, brother.
2 sets of twins.
2 sets.
That's really funny.
That's even his fucking jizz is exceptional. You know what I mean? His world class. His cum. But anyway, she'd be minding him. Anyway,
Double fault? I don't know.
I don't know. Yeah. Deuce. Whatever.
30 love?
Oh, fuck. You would have hoped something came, but nothing. Sometimes it's dog shit. Remember that, lads. You have to remember.
Don't forget it.
Sometimes the pod is dog shit.
Fucking forget it. 10k subscribers. We'll be back down to 9 by tomorrow.
Yeah. So you're one. She was minding the fucking kids. Anyway, apparently one Mirka's fucking mental. She'll just be screaming and shouting and everything. So the girl I was minding the kids was like, "Well, look, I'm not fucking doing this shit." And apparently, like, she had a close bond with the kids and stuff. So like Federer had to talk to her and be like, "Hey, listen, I really need you to take care of the kids. Like, we love having you here, blah, blah." She's like, "I can't." Like, I was like, "Your wife is nuts." And then he was like, "Look, we'll give you some extra money, blah, blah." She's like, "I just need you to admit that your wife is mental." And he was like, "Yeah, she is mental." Right? But we need you. Yeah.
Wow,
Yeah.
This is the inside scoop. This should have been in the book, for fuck's sakes.
They wouldn't put this in the book.
They wouldn't print it. They wouldn't dare.
I tell you what they have in fucking Andre Agassi's book. Agassi was on meth.
What? You're all on all the tennis stuff.
Yeah.
Agassi is that what happened to his hair?
Lad, the thing is with Agassi, he was wearing when he used to have this big like sexy mullet, and everyone wanted to rim him and give him a little sucky, and but he was wearing a toupee. He was actually gone bald from the time he was like fucking 17.
Wow, so it was fake from the start? Because I would have thought that it was like real for a bit and then it started to go and he like panicked that it was his brand.
No,
and then he had to replace it.
That is what happened, but like it went super early.
Yeah, so it was his brand like when he was a teen tennis sensation or whatever.
So
right.
It really probably went around 20 or something like that.
Yeah,
and then he's like, you know, because at that point he was like a sex symbol. Everyone was wanting to, you know, suck his toes. And
Andre Agassi.
Yeah, and he went out. His first wife was Lady Brooke Shields, who was like a famous like star and everything, and that didn't work out because he was doing crystal meth and cleaning his house a lot, and
what was that second bit?
He would do crystal meth and then just like do a really good job cleaning his house.
Really?
Yeah.
That's quite funny. Dan Nightingale had a funny bit about doing coke and hoovering.
Apparently, if you want to fucking like do an old spring clean, just fucking get an old pound of meth.
Get gacked up.
That's right. So if you have a dirty flat and you're thinking to yourself, oh,
you don't need the hoover, you just
get absolutely high as a fucking skittle. So Agassi anyway, so he breaks up with the first wife who's Hawks. He's on crystal meth and he hated tennis, always hated tennis. Agassi.
I love people who are class at a thing and hate it.
He fucking hated because his dad, and this is interesting because it's kind of like the whiplash thing. So his dad was super fucking hard on him, and his father like worked in a casino in Vegas, right? So he was just basically a guy who would take care of high rollers and stuff like that. Not a great job, but he worked off of tips. He spent every bit of money he had to get them a house with a backyard that he could build a tennis court on.
Wow.
He got one of these machines that absolutely fucking pings balls at you. He would bring Agassi out every single day. He had to hit 2,500 balls because that then would mean he'd hit over 1 million balls a year. This is from the age of 6.
1 million balls a year.
1 million balls a year. Sounds like Elton John's dream, brother.
Elton, thank you for having us on the podcast and all. We heard you used to hit 1 million balls a year. Is that correct?
Is that correct, Elton? Is that true? So he would be hitting these balls. His father would be like, harder, harder. His father's like an immigrant from, I want to say Cyprus or something, but might be Greece.
He's got that hairy look to him. He looks like one of them.
Yeah. Looks like his mother knitted him. So your man would be pinging the balls at him, and he was a 6 or 7, and he hated it, and then he'd like hit the net and his father would call him gay, and it just went on for years. But then he was just so fucking good by the time he was
what
like 12.
What else are you gonna do? Like, you just fucking
like, I'm class. He's ranked fucking nationally. He gets into this fucking boarding school and stuff.
The kid had it. He had it. He had what it takes.
Yeah. He stopped going to school at 14. He was basically gone fully pro.
Wow, like Ricky Rubio.
That's right. Like Slick Rick.
I love Ricky Rubio. So cool. For people who don't know, Ricky Rubio, Spanish player, tennis player, probably Catalan. I don't know exactly where he's from. I know he played for Barcelona, but I don't know if he was Catalan.
He's around that area because my friend Kobe is good friends with him.
And he went pro in Spain at 14 years old.
Yeah.
And I always loved him. I always thought it was a shame he didn't make the jump to the NBA earlier because I think he could have done much more.
Yeah.
But he just kind of hung out in Spain for a while. Also ashamed to get drafted by the Timberwolves. But I think if he had gone over when Kevin Love arrived, him and Kevin Love could have built something quite cool.
He was very he's very beautiful to watch. Like his hands, everything he could do great,
passing,
but not quite physically enough of an athlete to really make a huge impact in the NBA.
Yeah, because the Europeans that make it in the NBA are big boys.
But he did make it in the NBA. I mean,
he did very well in the NBA, but I mean, to be a superstar
to be an all-star,
to
be like the top of the top, you have to be an athletic freak, really.
Because people always talk about how Luka is just like freakishly strong.
Yeah.
It's so like spooky. You're just like, God, he seems like a small kind of chubby white guy.
Yeah, but he's 6'6".
And his core strength is just fucking crazy.
Yeah.
He's just got a little bit of puppy fat around him.
That's right. And he's just the most talented boy that ever lived.
The most talented boy of all time. I love little blushing cheeks. It's very cute.
Yeah. You'd love to give him a
little kiss on the forehead.
Yeah.
Hey, Luka.
Yeah.
Luka magic.
And he also seems like he has a very kind of childish, like innocent demeanor, but then also to be as good as he is, like there must be a devil within. Do you know what I mean?
There's got to be a killer in there.
Oh, 100%.
A little bit of, but that's in all Eastern Europeans, really.
Right.
There's a little. If it comes to it, I'll kill you.
Well, so my thing with the Eastern Europeans is I just assume like everything they fucking say is like wise. Do you know what I mean? Because like I have friends who are like Romanian and you know, people that I know that are from Poland and stuff, and because it's yeah,
That felt really xenophobic.
why?
Because you said I have friends who are Romanian,
Yeah.
and people that I know who are Polish.
Well, I'm not going to befriend the Poles. You know that's not going to lead to good things. They're bigots. They're horrible, loveless people. But for my sins, I know some of them. I don't know what I did in my last life to deserve that, but I do know some of them. No, I've got some Polskis I call
I've got
friends.
some good pals that are Romanian, and these people that won't leave me alone that are Polish.
And there's some Polish people that won't seem to die. That just won't go
They're
away.
just around.
I can't scrub off me. But every time that they can say anything to me, and it seems like very profound because I just assume they've lived through so much hardship. But so like they
But
can.
lots of them haven't.
Huh?
But there is an assumption.
I just assume, by God, you know,
Raised on cabbage and beets and
That's
vodka
right.
and sadness.
You fought 17 bears. You married a goat. The goat cheated on you, and
And you had to share the profits
That's
with
right.
everybody.
Yeah. So, like, I could be talking to one of my Romanian friends and they'll say anything and it blows my mind. I can't, like, you'll be like, you know, if you spend all your money, then you have no money. And then I'll literally be like, fuck yeah, that is true. You know?
Wow, you're a wise Pole.
And they'll be like, you know, if you break up with your girlfriend now, you don't have a girlfriend. I'm like, fuck. You should write some of this down because
Stating the really obvious
everything you're saying
facts of
is
the situation.
so true. But the way they say it's kind of in philosophical way that, you know.
It's just because they don't speak English that well. They're just thinking of the words.
I think that could be a lot of it.
There is a perceived wisdom for someone that is like translating in their head.
That's right.
You know, they talk just a little bit slower and they go, how do you say? When someone says, how do you say? You're like, oh, this is about to be wise.
Oh, fuck. Yeah.
We're to pluck something out of the air.
Yes.
There's not even a word for it in English.
That's
Good
right.
luck. Good luck. How do you say? I don't know how to say. I don't even know how to think it, brother.
But it doesn't. But it doesn't matter what they say. They say, you say how you say, fat smelly slut, and I literally be like, fuck.
Wow.
Yeah, this guy. Well, he thinks
So
about
profound.
things. He thinks about things, and it's a philosophical culture. You see, in France, they actually study philosophy and sexuality. That's why he can say these things.
How you say fucking poof? How you say? Is that right?
How you say? I do diarrhea shit in your mother's mouth. Is how you say? How you say
I don't
this?
know the direct translation. I don't know. I'm sorry.
Smelly, runny, hot, lava-like diarrhea shit in your mother's mouth. How you say? Yeah, but there is something about it, isn't it? In the second language. For one thing, you're like, you speak two languages, so you're no kind of piss.
You must be twice as smart as I am.
Right.
Because you're smart in two languages. I know that's wrong, but that is how my brain kind of perceives that.
Yes.
That like, God, even if you're stupid in two languages, you're smarter than I am.
100%. Have you ever had a relationship with someone? I remember this guy when I was working in Whirly Ball in Chicago. I had this guy, which was one of the peaks of my existence.
Finest establishments
Oh,
in the 50 states of the United States of America.
it was the Wild West.
Whirly ball?
Yeah.
It's beautiful. How you say whirly ball?
How you say ball that whirl? Ball that, even if they said a ball that whirl, you'd be like, fuck. Can I suck you off? Would you allow me to? Would you permit it to jizz in my mouth? So, but I had this guy who I was friends with, Juan, who was like, he was one of the waiters, but he didn't speak barely any English. So even though he's an adult, he would just, there's a lot of smiling and thumbs up and like
a child like.
And I go, Juan,
innocence.
and he go, Miguel, and we do a lot of that, and then you kind of forget that they have probably more complex thoughts in their head.
Yeah.
And you just start to think this is an old child.
Yeah.
Like this old happy child who only thinks, because all you can really tell each other is, I'm hungry, and it's just like, I'm tired, like that. Things like that. But Juan, and I remember just thinking, oh, Juan is such an innocent little soul, and all he thinks about is skipping and skittles and having fun, and he probably has a good relationship with dogs, and then I remember one day, like Juan was like, we were there, like kind of, just making these pictures, and then he's like, you have a girlfriend? And I was like, no girlfriend. He's like, oh man, he's like, I have girlfriend. I was like, oh, that's amazing. He's like, last night, me and girlfriend. He goes like that, and I was like, what?
Croquet?
No. He goes 2 hours. And like goes like this, and I was like,
You're a boy.
You're a boy. You're a young child. That's not right. Who has corrupted Juan? Who has what pedo woman is shagging Juan? And then, but he kept just coming up, and I was like, you've ruined something very special here, Juan.
There was a preciousness to you.
Yeah, you've soiled it.
It was beautiful. The death of innocence, really.
That's right. Because I just thought he was thinking about, the meadows and the...
He just didn't know the words for come yet.
That's right. Fuck.
A6.
Oh, lad, speaking of fucking, cum and, bodily fluids, I've been having... What?
We have taken a real diversion.
What were we talking about?
Roger Federer.
Well, what I was going to say about his... Merca is one of the only...
But then I feel like people are going to be angry at me because you said, speaking of common bodily fluids, and I've cut you off there.
And brought us back to the majesty of...
tennis.
Of Swiss god Roger Federer.
Can we put a pin and make sure we come back to common bodily fluids?
Well, we will, yeah, because...
Come along, you don't need us to say this really, but remind us to talk about cum later.
Please come along. It should come easy to you. But Merca sits up in her box in there. So people thought for a good while Federer might be gay because he plays tennis in quite a gay way.
We never did our Kinsey scale.
Right.
This is how we got diverted off this. Our Kinsey scale of tennis players. Straightest style of tennis is Rafael Nadal.
I'm going to say Djokovic is even straighter.
That's crazy. He's doing the splits and all. That's gay.
He does do the splits and all. He is so flexible.
He's more of a slicey boy as well.
No, they're all...
Nadal's so top spin. Bang,
but they're all top spinny
bang.
For the most part. Like the slice is a defensive shot. Like mostly Federer will hit top spin, but just backhand he would have sliced a lot. But that kind of fucked him against Nadal historically. But
I've got to argue that Nadal plays straighter tennis than Djokovic.
Do you know what? I'll take that actually. Yeah, I agree. You're right.
I think Djokovic is bi.
Djokovic does, and sometimes he wiggles his bum a little bit
100%.
For the crowd.
He's bi.
Yes.
Djokovic straight in the middle. Andy Murray is the number 2. He's between straight and bi.
Yes.
Because he is a little bit slicey, a little bit stretchy like Djokovic, but he's not enjoying it.
Right.
He's not having fun. He's Scottish, famously not gay.
Yeah.
You know?
Uh-huh.
And his mum's always there.
His mother is always there. That is gay though.
But the slightly gay thing is his mum's always there, and he, that's it.
Right.
So that's what knocks him. And then Djokovic in the middle.
Yeah.
Federer the gayest?
Yeah.
The gayest of the tennis players?
Absolutely. And I think because he plays so beautifully, he's like a little ballerina. His footwork, his movement, the elegance, the artistry.
Yes, for sure.
The cocksucking.
We need a slightly less gay.
Yeah.
We have Federer at number 5. We need number 4 because Djokovic's number 3. We need a number 4. The one that I want to slot in somewhere is Kyrgios, but he feels very straight. He's not a gay tennis player, really.
Yeah, but also he's of a generation that would probably engage in butt stuff.
That's true.
And I could imagine him being like, he's just like, I took it up the ass just for fucking shits and giggles. Like he's that
what
chill.
About it? Yeah.
I think he's that chill if
it pissed off a journalist.
That's right.
He would get fucked in the butt.
Yeah. Or he would start, like, just to be rude, he'd start sucking someone off as he was asked a question about the game.
Just to stick it to the Wimbledon. And he wouldn't be wearing all white when he did it.
No.
He'd be wearing all white.
Nice.
Any suggestions for the number 4 of, like, like gay but not entirely gay tennis player, Serena Williams.
No, she's full gay. Absolutely.
But she might be so gay she's a straight man.
Yeah, she could be, but she's like, I mean, she's married to a man, but you know, she doesn't like it. Do you know what I mean? But she has to continue on her genes, so she has to pop out a few kids. But you know, she's absolutely like, she's having Sharapova sit on her face, you know, multiple times a month. I'm
struggling to think of any more male tennis players. Tim Henman. Who are like in that conversation. It is the big four. That's always been the thing of like Nadal, Federer, Djokovic, Murray.
Yeah. There's a guy called Stan Wawrinka who's who's a Swiss player who during the reign of those big four players did win 3 Grand Slams. But I don't know if I'd put him in there. One time he was playing Federer because they're both Swiss, and if Federer hadn't been around, Wawrinka would be much more like known worldwide. It's just because he's the second best Swiss player.
Tough.
But Federer's wife started like shouting at him during the game, like calling him like fat or something. Like she was like shouting at him, and then he had to turn around and be like telling her to like shut up.
Wow.
And he's like, stop. And she's like, you're fat and sweaty and stuff like this. But she was talking to him in like Swiss, German, or whatever their language was, so all the posh people didn't know. And she was like, and just losing it. And anyway, apparently, and this is the only real thing in the
only bit of gossip in the book
that gives you any look into Federer's personal life. Apparently, then people walking by their hotel room later on, Federer and Merck out, like Federer was screaming at her, like, "What the fuck are you doing?" Like shouting at players during the match. You can't do it. And she was like,
that is crazy, to be fair.
Yeah.
That's big Zendaya vibes.
Right. Oh, yeah. That's pretty wild. Oh, like in Challengers?
Oh, also because Mirka stopped. She stopped playing tennis. She's Zendaya.
She is Zendaya, yeah.
In that worst film ever film.
It's not the worst film ever. You know,
it truly is.
No, Challengers. We've
been through this.
It wasn't great, but
it's one of my least favorite films. It was laughably bad.
Yeah, I as time goes on, I look back at it more favorably. I think it was quite memorable, really. Joe, I remember a lot of it.
It's just sweaty tennis. What are you talking about?
Yeah, but it was
also that what a way to judge art. I remembered it, as in like I remembered what happened.
But sure, that's better. It's a lot better than it being forgettable, right?
Well, yes, but it's a low bar.
No, I understand that.
Like I remember what I had for lunch yesterday.
What'd you have?
Don't know.
I fucking got you, you pig. I've been shitting out of my bum. I've diarrhea. What now? What the hell? Podcasting hit a new low. I've been shitting out of my bum. What
have you been up to this week, Mike? I was shitting out my bum.
I fucking was, lad.
Big news in Mike Rice world. I've been shitting out my bum.
Now, obviously, people know me as, King Shitter and, the big shit. But I got a very bad...
How have you been getting on with cutting down on poops per day?
I haven't been cutting down on poops per day. Why would I do that?
I encouraged you to recently. We kind of agreed that you would try and cut it down from like 6 to 4.
Yeah, but then I got like, I think a stomach bug or food poison this week, but I had to cancel my whip on Wednesday. I was puking my fucking...
You lost the whip?
Head up. Yeah. I lost the whip.
It's a political thing.
Oh, what does it mean?
The whip, I think, is the fella in the... It's like the
the party whip.
Yeah, Malcolm Tucker type character from the thick of it, who like basically gets everybody to toe the party line and like gets them all into... board. But I don't really know what losing the whip means, but people say it. And I think Alistair Campbell was the Labour Party whip. You're not technically an MP, but you're just there to fucking keep cunts in line, a bit of an enforcer,
right,
of sorts, I think. What is losing the whip, Comlan?
When you vote against party policy, so you've like lost the support of the whip, so you might be expelled.
From the party. Well, Corbyn was on the edge of it quite a lot. He was a real rebellious backbencher.
She's a fucking commie.
Yeah, Took
Fucking
Diane Abbott
communist.
to Marx's grave on a date.
Yeah, fucking creep. I like Corbyn actually, but
He's a good
anyway, I was talking about my work in progress, not that other whip, and I couldn't do it because I was shitting out my bum and then puking out my face, and I puked so much it came out my nose. I like. It was,
that's the worst.
it was-
But it's quite exciting when it happens.
like, so what happened was I was like, right, I have this show at 7:30. I've had this just pain in my stomach, and there's nothing worse than stomach pain. Except like if someone like burnt all your family alive in front of you, that would be worse. But other than that, stomach pain,
nothing worse than stomach pain.
is right up there. So I was just feeling fucking kind of sickly all day, but then it got to a point
Dodgy
where I was
tummy.
like, I can't think of anything else. And I'm like, oh, this is fucking miserable. And I like being a little sick, beautiful, just a little runny nose, little stuffed head. Then now I can have a context and a reason to do nothing. And I'll just sit there and be like, I'm sick. People should take care of me. But I'm not actually feeling that much pain. It's actually fine, right? I love that.
Yeah, you want to be over that threshold of sick enough to have a day off.
Yes.
But well enough that you can enjoy it.
100%. So this was actual like illness, and I was feeling discomfort. So I was like, right, I'll go down to a pharmacy and I'll get some medication because I have to do this fucking whip at 7:30. So as I go down, I hit the air outside. I don't think I'd been outside for a while that day, and I was immediately like, I was freezing because I was in a fever, so my temperature was up. So I was like, I was like really cold, even though I was wearing a big fucking jacket. So I just kind of crawled along the pathway, and I was just feeling, the stomach just fucking. Just going at me. I was like, and then I goes into the pharmacy, and I was like, I need something to stop me getting sick, because I could feel like I was like that. And then they were like, there was some stuff. They were like, this Silizine thing, we don't have it. They have it like down the road. Then I'd go for another 6-minute walk. I was like shivering, and it was
I
fucking.
don't like when pharmacies do that. Just have it.
I'd like if they just had it.
Do you know what I mean? Like, just do you have to go to this other pharmacy?
Right.
But you like the fact that you know that they have it means that you know that you should have it.
Yeah.
And pills take up like no room, like that much,
Uh-huh.
Just have it. You got loads of shelves here.
Yeah.
Get rid of one box of hair dye and have the pills, please.
I'm with you, brother.
Yeah.
Brother, I'm with you.
So you got your little silly pills?
So I go up, get the silly pills. They say take just 3 a day. I just literally pop 3 in immediately. I'm like, just fucking get in me.
That's so mad.
Why?
That's
but I wanna be,
so mad.
But I want to be cured quicker.
That's so crazy.
Is that not? Okay.
I don't know whether this is just like, this is probably a good example of the real some of the differences between us. I would never just like take more of,
I understand that, but at the same time,
like I'm taking 2 paracetamol. I'm never taking more. I'm just taking 2, and it's just like, and then
Sometimes you gotta take-
4 hours later. You take another 2, and you can maybe go back and forth with brufen. But I'm not just taking fucking
no, like
3, especially tummy pills.
but you gotta take
Tummy pills.
You gotta take big swings to win.
You're inspired by Federer
Inspired by Federer.
catching his backhand early off the bus.
Just off the fucking bounce. So I fucking whip three of these yolks into me. Then I'm walking back home again. Again, I'm just freezing miserable. I feel faint, like I'm gonna fucking faint, and I'm just kind of like making this kind of low hum of kind of pain. I'm like an old fox that's been fucking, shot in the back leg, just gonna just fucking withering along like an old crippled old woman. And then as I'm going, I can just feel both ends of me, just arsehole
are
and
knocking at the door.
mouth is just like, yes, just kind of just slowly
Hello. Hello.
vomit and diarrhea are both being like, let me out. I'm like, huh?
Enemy forces are coming over the hill.
I'm like, not yet, right? I'm just trying to keep the fluids inside myself. I've one hand scooping below me arsehole to plug that up, one over me fucking mouth, and I'm trotting along. By the time I get back, open the bathroom door, as I come in, just, and I mean, it sprays out. I never had it come out my nose before.
It's like It's funny that like even though you're in that like because I hate throwing up, it kind of takes over your whole consciousness. It's like this is awful. But the first time it comes out your nose, part of your brain goes, "Whoa, that's mad."
Well, it feels kind of like when you're like in some sort of a, you know, when you just dive into water and everything goes up. It's like it's so jarring. And then also I'd had like some like spinachy stuff for lunch, and that I'm pretty sure some spinach came out my nose.
That's so bad and awful. But cool as well.
Right, it's pretty sick. And so it was just the most violent.
My friend Peter threw up and it came out his nose so much on nights out that he had a little game that when it happens, you have to pretend you're a dragon and flap your arms like this.
After you...
while you're doing it, because you're like fire breathing because it's coming out of all your...
Your friend Peter sounds like someone who has probably not achieved a lot in life.
He's a French horn player.
Is he really?
Himself. Yeah, he's from Dublin.
Right.
Good man, Peter.
Is he playing music professionally?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
God,
We studied together.
You're the only one who didn't make it.
Hey, I got paid for a gig last week.
Brother.
Yep.
But so I'm just... the vomit is coming out all through my face now, and then as that's happening, my arse is like, me now, you must release me now. So then I have to like switch, pivot like that, and then as that's happening, my fucking chest is like, we
house?
need more vomit. We
This is
need
in
more
your
vomit.
house?
Yeah, so I'm just pivoting from poop to puke.
Have you ever experienced like, and this is like a good feature of some student houses where the sink is so close to the toilet that you can throw up and shit at the same time?
No.
Very helpful.
Oh, that's fucking nice. That's very nice. But as this is all happening, and I have to say it was one of the most painful experiences of my life because the puking was so uncomfortable. There was like something caught in my chest, some heartburn. That
acidic bile coming up,
and it was it was horror. And as this was happening, I got fucking overtaken by the coldness of Christ. I was so cold. I was just shivering. Like, I don't know if you ever get like if you've ever had a cold. I would get it sometimes when I used to smoke weed, where it's like this violent, like panicky cold, where you get this chill where it's like I think
when it's all that hot liquid like leaves your body, your whole like equilibrium of temperature gets fucked up because it's like it's like whoa, it's just like your temperature drops quite quickly, and I think you have this real fucking
yeah. So I literally then after that I got up, I went into my room, I put on a jumper, a hoodie, my Chicago winter jacket, which is like a big furry hood, like it's like a big thermal like you'd wear like in a, you know, the North Pole or something. And then I got under my blanket, I got my fucking weighted blanket, put it on top of me and put all the layers in and laid down like this, and then just sent a little voice note to Jacob Hawley being like, I'm not going to be able to make the whip tonight. I'm not going to be able to do the show.
How much notice are you given for that?
I like 2 hours. But I got
that's tough, but needs must.
I got it covered. I got Rob Moriarty to do the
great.
my slot on it, because we were doing like a split bill, and the chief did great. And even as I was under there, all these layers, and just, you know,
shivering away,
you know, I was absolutely shivering. I was like, and then I always tried to call my mother at that moment, just to worry her. I need someone to be concerned.
I'm about to die.
Yeah,
I'm about to die, I think.
That's right.
Yeah. You want to worry your mum just enough that she doesn't book flights.
Yes.
That's the dream.
That's right.
That's the absolute dream. Are you still in a house share situation whereby there's tension around putting the heat on, or can you just put the heat on if you need it?
No, there's not really tension. And I actually did write into the group. I was like, listen, and I've lived in this house for 2 years. Keep that in mind. I said, listen, I don't know how to turn the heat on, but I'm quite sick.
How?
And
how do you not know how to turn the heat on, Mike?
Huh?
How do you not know that?
Well, you know what? I think I feel sometimes it's better not to know everything, because then, you know, there'll always be stuff still to learn.
And for other people to do for you.
Yeah,
You're a real weaponized incompetence fella.
I am. You've hit the nail on the head there. It is a problem of mine. If I'm put in a situation where other people do certain things. And then they do those things.
Yeah.
And then I haven't learned to do it, and now I've become kind of infantilized by that, and I do tend to do that, and that's why, you know, it's good for me in some ways to be living, you know, without my mother around. You know?
Yeah, but but we spoke last week about, you know, or maybe it was 2 weeks ago, about you know, you're looking after yourself now.
I bought a carpet, I bought curtains.
A rug yet again. It's not a carpet.
Do you know what I did today?
What did you do?
This is heartbreaking.
You didn't spill something on the rug.
I did something bad. So I decided I was going to put up my bed sheets, and I was putting them in the wash, and I was like, I'll put other stuff in the wash as well. And so like clothes, shirts, jumpers, all this kind of shit, throw them in the washing machine, press on. I come down, the bed sheet was really red. Now everything, all my shirts and everything was ruined. They all turned pink. Every one of them.
I've never known a person in real life to do this.
I did it this morning.
Have you ever heard, like, because this is just something that happens in fucking TV and like ads for detergent.
No.
I've never met a person who's actually managed to turn everything pink in the wash.
Lad, I turned...
What the fuck temperature are you doing the wash on?
That's what my mother said this morning. She said you only need to be putting it on 30 degrees max, and I was like, oh yeah, that's what I did. It wasn't what I did.
What did you do?
50. 50? No, 40. It was 40. It was 40. No, it was 40. It was 40.
Most of them can do 20 these days.
Why couldn't you not, like, just be, instead of being, see, this thing, I'm telling you, yes, I've made mistakes. It ruined a lot of my clothes. They've all gone completely, it's cartoonish what happened. Like, it's, and the thing is, then I've hung them out to dry in my kitchen.
Why?
I don't know.
They're done.
I should have just thrown them in the bin, but then...
You don't want them wet in the bin, I understand that.
I don't want them wet in the bin, but it does look mentally ill for the other people that come down and just see the shit. Just absolutely destroyed
clothes. This is an
clothes.
Opportunity. I'm all on belligerent optimism at the minute. That's an opportunity.
To sell
another trip to Uniqlo for Mikey boy.
I'm gonna
reinvigorate your wardrobe.
I'm gonna have to go to Uniqlo, but I've just been to Uniqlo, like
but get something that isn't fucking golf trousers, you psychopath.
Lad, these golf trousers have gone down such a treat with the general public. They genuinely have been so warmly received. And I don't know why, I don't know where you're fucking...
I mean, I guess I only see them in this psychotic, rolled up way that you do every single podcast.
Why can't a man show his shins to the world? You're obsessed with prudishness. This puritanical denial of the flesh is... I don't know where it's coming from. These are the comfiest pants that I've ever been. And you are just intent on putting me down. I've got nothing but compliments, nothing but well wishes, and you seem to, just want to jeer, jibe, and berate me.
Yeah.
But what? They're tracksuit bottoms that look smart casual. What the fuck more could you want?
I think you're leaning on them a little bit
I'm like
too
Djokovic.
much.
Look at the flexibility. What?
Get your cock off the podcast.
My cock will fucking sit front and center where it deserves to be. There's a lot of people going from audio to visual.
Trying to get some more YouTube subscribers.
That's right.
Yeah, nice.
Have a look at the
podcast. What are we on here? 58. Should we plug some toy shows and then go to the Patreon? A little reminder that you can always send in your requests for advice and your advice for us, a bit of advice, just a bit of advice, into guidetoparentingpod@gmail.com, and we read them out often on the Patreon and sometimes on the public, and we have a nice time. You can send in voice notes. They have to be in an Australian accent, or if it's text, I'll read it out in an Australian accent.
That's
and
right.
It's good fun. Other things to plug: fuck re-raw beer.
Yeah, and don't drink that. It'll give you AIDS.
And also, as you've just seen, we lose a lot of sponsors. So do sign up to the Patreon, patreon.com/parenting.
Yes.
Yours is probably getting really close to starting, isn't it?
That's right. So, Cork, Tour show, 22nd of November. Get yourselves tickets, ye devils. MikeRiceComedy.com. London show nearly sold out. 1st of December. Manchester, Brighton, Birmingham. Get your tickets. There's loads of tickets left for that one. Get those. Liverpool, there's still loads of tickets left. Why, there should be more people at Liverpool. I don't know what's going on there.
Where in Liverpool is it?
Hot Water Comedy Club.
What a great club.
It is a great club, actually. So, there, just MikeRiceComedy.com and come and fucking everywhere. I know there's a place I really wanted to say that. I'm not saying Dundee. We sold out the first show. We added a second one. Get your fucking tickets, you bastards. Newcastle. What the hell? More. Dublin. Ye saucy minxes. Why the hell? More of you. Thank you. Belfast. Yes, Belfast. Come now or forever hold your cock. Go on. Your stuff.
I think this comes out on the 10th of October, I believe. And I've just missed the Guildford show that I have very little time to promote. Oh well, if you're at the Guildford show, thank you for coming. I will have made a colossal loss on it because I gave everybody free tickets. Anyway, Dubai is probably the next one with tickets remaining on the 18th of October. And then we also have coming up, we have Derry that needs to shift some tickets. Belfast, we're getting close. Dublin, I think there's only single seats left as of right now. So by the time this is out, you've probably fucked it for Dublin, to be honest. Killarney could do with a bit of help. Kilkenny, we're looking better for the last night of the tour. Come on, come down. I'm going to be getting ripped up on the pints. It's the last night of the tour. We'll have a good time. Sligo could do with a push. Portsmouth, bit of a push. Brighton is starting to chug along. Finally, the homosexuals are catching up to my agenda. Anywhere else? Coleraine needs a bit. Ballymena, for the love of fuck, if you know anyone in Ballymena, get them involved, please. Anywhere else that I can think of off the top of my head? Cork, the Everyman, the stalls are pretty much sold out. Balcony, good few tickets left, so get involved. That was one of the best ones of the tour last time. Thank you to everybody that came and saw the show in Edinburgh this week. I really appreciate it. And I have a couple of work in progresses on at Angel Comedy Club, one of which will have been gone end of October. I have a work in progress at Angel Comedy Club, and get tickets to that and just check on their website. It's towards the end of October. You're great. And sign up to the Patreon, patreon.com/.
Nice. Parenting.
Well, parenting, yeah. Parenting. /parenting. Thank you. Goodbye.